Hey, what's up everyone, Morty Croson here, and today we're going to be breaking down Patrick Mahomes' wrist flick, and we'll start the video right now. Some of the things that I always end up looking at when I am trying to help somebody understand what we want to be able to do is how is it that we're holding the football, right? And so I know when we watch Aaron Rodgers, I'm a little bit more similar to him and where I have my pinky a little bit further out, right? But you can see he has a good amount of separation. I'm almost like halfway between both, where Aaron Rodgers, I think he has bigger hands than me, so my index fingers a lot higher than my other three fingers here, similar to what Patrick Mahomes is doing here, right? Where Aaron Rodgers was more of pretty even within the front three, and then his pinky was really far away, right? And so for me, I have like my two fingers here, and then I have a lot of space in my pinky, a lot of space in my index finger. So everybody's gonna hold it, probably a little bit differently there. But what we do want to be able to see is that as he's loading it, and this is common for everybody that we see able to throw the ball far, is he's able to maintain a really strong position within the wrist. And what is kind of unique with him is he does have a good amount of like bend in that pinky, right? And a lot of times I see guys with the nose of the football go a little bit more either straight back or maybe slightly behind, where it seems like he's holding the football going more downwards, okay? And what we want to be able to see, when he's going back, right, I don't want you to end up getting confused and thinking that he might not be, creating a good amount of external rotation, right? So you can see where he's at with his elbow, right? He's got a ton of external rotation there in his arm, okay? And so what that does is that gives him the opportunity to now be able to get back on top of the ball as he's finishing. I think when you go to camps, I think when you go and you try out for a team, you could really stand out as a quarterback if you have just that ability to get the ball out of your hands. It's just unique, right? Something that Patrick Mahomes has and Aaron Rodgers has. And so I want to be able to teach that. I want to be able to make it so you can actually learn how to do that, because I don't think anybody really knows how to, and I don't think anybody's really talking about it. And I certainly know nobody's talking about it to the degree that I am, right? And so you can see from here where he's at with the ball. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually go. I found another good view. I literally watched at least 3 hours of video yesterday to be able to find two throws, okay? So we can see the front, right? We can see the back. What we want to be able to see is, how he's initially rotating, right? So we talk a lot about that. The importance of first creating rotation in the football, right? And using that rotation to then create a great amount of external rotation within the arm, right? This one on the left, he doesn't create as much external rotation. He's not trying to throw the ball as far, right? But we can see that he is very diligent in creating a lot of rotation within the throw and really utilizes just like full amounts of rotation to be able to get all the way around. Does have a bit of a time period, it looks like here on the right, where he does get the nose of the football to come upwards. But we can see this one on the left where he's throwing to the side, where he's really just creating full rotation as he's releasing the throw. Okay, so he loads, right, keeps the ball more downward during his load, and then just rotates, creates external rotation in the elbow, and uses that to flick the football. And what's important here is where is the wrist as the ball comes out of the hand, right? Because what we want to be able to get consistent, right? Because we see a lot of guys that get into this type of position, and then from here end up just kind of driving the elbow and keeping their hand underneath the ball. So what you have to be able to do is figure out how to get your hand into this position as you're releasing. So see how he's driving with the elbow as well as with the hand, as well as with the wrist, so then he can sync up everything. So as the ball comes out of his hand, it ends up being a flick forward instead of a push. Okay, so we don't want to be pushing the ball, we want to be flicking the ball through. This one knows the football all the way up. Okay, pinky all the way up, knuckle all the way up, and then from here, drives the elbow, gets that wrist on top, okay, and then comes through from there, or rotates. Okay, and so this ends up being why understanding just the positioning of how you're holding the football really makes a big difference, and how you load the football makes a big difference. Okay, because that ends up being the two similarities here. He loads the football similar, but then from here, this one, he gets to this position, This one, he gets to this position. Maybe we'll go a little bit further. Okay, so we see the nose of football here, right? In comparison to the nose of football here. And so being able to understand how to be able to get to that position. We'll see another one here. Okay, this is going to be more of a loft on the ball, right? But you can see how good of a job he does in being able to get that elbow through, how good of a job he does keeping that hand away from his shoulder, right? And that's where he creates the arm strength. That's why he has the success that he has. But what we have to be able to do is be diligent in our training of this particular part of our throw. This isn't going to be something that you're going to just be able to figure out, you know, after watching this video. You're going to have to do this and replicate it multiple times, okay? Be able to throw it 10 yards to the right, 10 yards to the left. We have to be able to throw it 25 yards to the right and to the left, 40 yards, 60 yards, okay, straight, on the run. This video here where he's throwing the ball 62 miles an hour, right? Look at how open he is with that front shoulder, right? How bent over to the side he is, how much he's like sinking into it. He looks like a pitcher here as he's releasing the ball, okay? And then he's coming up over the top. Okay, but still he's coming up over the top right there, right? So that ends up being the thing, is like he's getting such good position that now he could generate a ton, he could use all these muscles down here. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys do, because to me, you know, like the lower body is critical. Obviously, we need to be able to understand how to shift our weight from our back leg onto the front leg, how to be able to stabilize within the front leg. And I've made a bunch of videos about that, right? But that is a little bit easier to teach. As a quarterback coach, right, and being able to teach mechanics and how much I've been doing it for the past 5-6 years, I don't think there's anybody better than me that can really improve your throw, and you know, especially in person, right? Like if you come in and I work with you in person, you're going to see a lot of improvements by just being able to understand some of these key concepts, right? So being able to feel them out. But even online, right? Being able to send in video and be able to give you the opportunity to educate yourself, understand what it is that you are doing in comparison to what you should be doing, right? Going over the drills, going over the exercises, because if you can really start getting the drills down, then you can make the changes, okay? That ends up being the biggest thing, is people being able to understand the drills, which is why now I have you actually send in video of you doing the drills in order to make it so you can make a change. So if you are still struggling as a quarterback, watching this video and you're struggling as a quarterback, you need to be able to throw the ball further. You need to be able to improve whatever, you know, velocity, accuracy, all those things that come with the wrist. Okay, spiral, consistent spirals. It all comes with the wrist. If you're not focusing on this, you're just not going to get the results. If you're not, and if you are 16 years old and you're not throwing the ball over 55 yards, then you're not going to be able to go D1. Okay, that's just the fact of the situation. The focus is on improving your throw, improving your wrist. Okay, invest in yourself, invest in your future. Quarterback University or the Throw 60 program. Either one of them, you're going to get a ton of value. Both of them have the link down below. You can message me, you can call me if you have any questions or anything like that. I'd love to talk to you. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.